What's up everyone, I'm Royce, and you're watching Ipsy Dixit, a channel documenting my experience as an online doctoral student. Today, I want to teach you guys how to read 1,000 pages in one day. "1,000 pages, one day. And what better place to start than at the library?" And we're back now in the office. I hope you guys enjoyed your trip to the library. I know I did. We actually found a lot of cool stuff out about that library because we had never been there. They do like really cool kids stuff. Who knew? I didn't because I never went. Now, before I started this PhD program, I had done some research online to see if I could figure out what kinds of things I might be able to expect in a program like this. And I read some blogs and they talked about, oh yeah, I had to read so much. It was overwhelming. I had to find new strategies to cope. And I'm like, yeah, maybe. But I'm a fast reader, so it'll be fine. I don't need to find like strategies. What? No, not me. But I just finished my second class in this program, and right before I started, I checked out all the reading assignments, and I was like, this has gotta be a mistake. It was something like 1,000 pages for 1 week. And this wasn't just 1,000 pages of light reading. It was the works of Plato and Aristotle. So just reading one sentence was like wading through a swamp. And so I did what any reasonable student would do. I emailed my professor, and I'm like, yo bro, are you serious? You want me to read 1,000 pages in 1 week? You've got to be kidding me. Surely he had intended to specify sections of these works and not the whole thing, right? He didn't. This was his actual reply, and I need to read it to you so you get the spirit of the reply. It said, "Mr. Morris, I get that question just about every class. Try your best just to skim through the material and cover the main ideas. Welcome to doctoral school." Cool. Thanks, dude. So I had to come up with a strategy. We're not gonna read every single page in our 1,000 page assignment, and I'm gonna tell you the strategies that I came up with, and it's really 3 steps. So let's go through them together, and by the end of this, you'll be able to get through 1,000 pages in a day just like I did. Okay, so we've taken our first step. We've gone to the library. We have our book. We know that we are assigned to read this book, which just happens to be one that I grabbed off the shelf because I thought it was relevant. Idiot's Guide to U.S. Government and Politics. What public policy major doesn't need this book? Now we need to read it. Step 1, you need to start with the assignment. What is your assignment for that week? Are they asking you to write a 10-page paper on the intricacies of some specific argument in the book? Are they asking for an overview? Do you just need to do a discussion board post about the main ideas? So you really need to know what is the assignment, because that's going to focus your reading. Now, here's an example. If the assignment is just to talk about the main argument of the book, a lot of times you can get that from the very first chapter. So there's no point in reading the whole entire book if all you need to do is take a simple argument from the first chapter. So you read 1,000 pages, but you really just have taken that argument out of the first chapter. Now, there's a difference here between the pursuit of knowledge and completing an assignment. I get that. You're trying to learn something, read the whole book, definitely. Take a month, read through it, comb through it, write essays, do whatever you want. But we're talking about a full-time student and a full-time employee, someone working a full-time job. You just don't have the time to read actually 1,000 pages. I mean, maybe you do, and just tell me how you're doing it because maybe I'm doing it wrong. But the point is, tailor your reading to the assignment. Step 2, use the table of contents. I used to just ignore that part of the book whenever I was reading, like, whatever, I'll get to it eventually. Like, I'm gonna read the book so I'll know what the table of contents says. But it's really important because it tells you how to spend your time reading. Again, we're gonna go back to the assignment here. Say we need an overview of the book or a thrust of the argument and you're just not getting it at chapter 1. Well, look through that table of contents and find relevant points for your argument or for whatever the assignment is asking you to do. That way you don't spend time, you don't get halfway through a chapter and realize, oh, this is really not relevant to what I need at all. And if you're reading a long academic paper, take a look at the abstract. That'll give you a good idea of what the rest of the paper is about. That's the point of the abstract, is to tell you what the paper's about, to see whether or not you actually want to read it. Step 3. I've kind of already hinted at this, but the major takeaway here is to not read every word. Do not read every word. You've looked at your assignment, you know what you're supposed to do. You've gone through the table of contents, you know where the relevant sections are. Now go to those sections, read the first paragraph in each section. Typically, good writers will start off each paragraph and kind of introduce what's coming after, so you'll know whether or not it's worth reading the rest of the page. Then if something looks important, highlight it, come back to it later. And as much as this may hurt, and this is why I'm saying it so many times, because it does hurt, skip the sections that are not relevant. So those are the 3 steps I take. So just to review, number 1, you're gonna look at your assignment. That is crucial. Don't spend time reading things and researching things that are not relevant to what you're actually gonna end up turning in. Number 2, look at your table of contents to know where to focus your time. And number 3, once you've determined the relevant sections of your book, do not read every word. Using those steps, I've been able to get through a lot of material. That week when I had 1,000 pages, I covered that all in a day just doing that. It's a lot of skimming and a lot of decisions instead of just mindlessly reading through everything. This takes practice, and the more you do it, the better you will get at it. But I believe in you, you can do it. What techniques have you found to cover a lot of material in a short period of time? Let me know down in the comments. Thanks so much for taking the time to watch this video. If you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and join this community. Let's encourage one another. Don't leave me out here in cyberspace all by myself.